What's up, internets? You're probably wondering, why is everything weirdly green and, like, sickly purple? That's a great question. I don't know. Welcome to the world of weird hardware not doing things properly. Hold on, I'll see if I can fix it. Really hoping this does, because I'm going to feel dumb if it doesn't. There we go. Just gotta get out of here. Close. Alright, so we got the colors back to where they need to be. I saw that happening and was very, very confused. Anyway, since last time, I have leveled up our team a little bit more. We're all at the sort of consistent level of 30, sort of where the boss was for the last gym, which for some of us was a bit of a grind. Priscilla, I'm looking at you. For the others, it was okay. You might also notice that I have gotten rid of Physalis. I really wanted to keep Garm in our party. Also good news, true to his name, back in the day, which I genuinely didn't even remember. Let's see, move Pokemon. Our boy Splashy, he can learn Surf. So, we actually have a Surf-capable monster already on our team, which is pretty tremendous. I think, I don't want to get rid of Garm, but I feel kind of like I should. Crap, okay, sorry Garm. Actually, we don't even need to really do this right now, but anyway, we are still in Normal Man's town. We have to go to the next chunk of the world, which requires Surf. So we gotta teach our boy Splashy Surf. Which, fortunately, he can't learn. As I learned myself. Yeah, we're in Petalburg. We're gonna now run our merry little way all the way back to the shortcut across town. We could take the long way down to Dewford and, like, what's its place, and then get to Mauville, and then we could go, but I don't really want to take the sea route. There are some extra gym leaders. There's some extra trainers we could go fight if we were to do that, but I don't really want to. So we're going to take the land route just because I feel like ultimately it's going to be faster. The only thing on the sea route that's really worth noting is the wrecked ship. And the wrecked ship is completely without purpose right now, and my cat seems to want out because, of course he does, you know. You always ask the cat, do you want to go out before you start screaming, and then, you know, the moment you start, that's when he wants out, because that's just how cats work. Welcome to the world of Cat Psychology 101. I am your professor of cat psychology, a guy who has a cat, and is constantly frustrated with him. Anyway, it is about 5:30 a.m. I haven't been able to sleep, so we're doing this. I was going to have to do it anyway, but I was having some sleep issues, so I figured I might as well get this out of the way and tire myself out a little bit. I don't know how far we're going to get tonight. Ideally, of course, we're going to get across the body of water to get to the next chunk of the world. I think if we're being super optimistic, and I really doubt it happens, but we might be able to get a gym badge. Maybe, but that would be pushing it quite a fair bit. I think we'll be able to get to the Weather Institute, which would be a place which would get us free monster. That is, for all intents and purposes, for what we're doing, basically worthless, but we could get it anyway. Otherwise, there's not really all that much exciting in our current path to victory, I don't think. Which is fine, but at the same time, you know, it's nice to have sort of exciting sort of bookmarks in your quest, and I just don't think today's going to have too much of that, but we can hope. Not going to really fight any of these guys because I don't really need to, because again, I have spent an absurd amount of time grinding up my team to 30 off stream just because I didn't want to have to do it on stream because that would take hours. And well, we're almost where we need to be. Just on the off chance we run into a double battle, I'm going to move. I'm thinking due to the abundance of water types in water-related areas, Lilith with her electric attack might be beneficial to be in our secondary slot. Ah. I forgot we had to do this. I think this is an optional quest, but what the hell, we'll do it just so that we can say we did something of interest today. don't think there's too many trainers in New Mauville. I think New Mauville. But I think there are some electric types and steel types. That's a secret base tree. That is why it's there. I think this is where we need to go. Yeah. Door is closed. Use the key that we got to open the door. It's weird you need a key because this entire area isn't really accessible until you have surf. That box doesn't look like the others. It must mean it's a special box. You're gonna run into plenty of Voltorbs and I think Magnemites here. Voltorbs I don't think are actually steel types, but I feel like they should be because they're basically like Magnemites. Since these guys are at least kind of in the general area of where we want to be in terms of fighting monsters, I guess we'll use Overheat. I'm kind of surprised you got speed on this Voltorb. He never struck me as a particularly fast monster, but what do I know about Voltorbs? I'm not a Voltorb master. Not yet, anyway. Actually, I think I've only ever caught one Voltorb ever, and that was to teach it Flash in Pokemon Red. I think that was the just sheer extent of how useful Voltorbs have been in my life. They're not even steel types like Magnemites, so who cares? See, Magnemite's a steel type, that's at least something. Voltorb is nothing, it's the thing that self-destructs a whole bunch. Which, I mean, I guess you could set up some nasty strategies for it, but no thanks. Alright, nice work, Drumsticks. Okay. Hit that switch and hit the other one. Or don't hit the other one, run past it. That's the important takeaway here. More Voltorbs. Huh. This one was not faster than Drumsticks, which tells me that their speed stat is probably like straddling the line, or that one had like a personality advantage that gave a boost to speed. Or something. Or Screech just makes you move faster, I don't know. Either way, I'm now very much annoyed because I don't want to be paralyzed. Although that is the one advantage to Drumsticks not being a bird type, even though it very clearly is a bird, is the fact that lightning does not do as much as it probably should. Actually, better idea. I have a ground type. Why not use it? That's just sensible is what that is. I mean, I know I have never been sensible in my life, but, you know, maybe now's the time to try. I think Magnemite actually has Levitate, so ground attacks aren't going to do much to it. I don't think, but we can try. Oh, that actually did quite a fair bit. Good work, Priscilla. With her adorable little pinchy mouth. Alright, what do we have here? We got another Magnemite. Well, I have Sandtomb. What are you going to do about it? Apparently not much. Not that you have to, because it missed. That one didn't, though. And now you're trapped in the Sandtomb. Don't you feel silly, Magnemite? Picking a fight with my Pinchy Bug. Got an escape rope, which in later games would be reusable, which would be great. I would like escape ropes to be reusable. That just makes sense to me. It's very Secret of Mana style. Although, to be fair, the escape rope in Secret of Mana was entirely optional. I have Sandtomb. And you're an electric type. You dumb ball. As Animal Crossing has taught us, balls are terrible. They deserve our contempt. And now they eat Sandtombs for breakfast and then die. So it's a good time had by all, basically, is the short version of it. I'll take that. That's actually very useful. Ah, see, we're going back to Gen 1 Pokemon tricks, where item balls can be Pokemon sometimes. That's how I caught an Electrode back in the day, because I, again, could not be asked to have a Voltorb. Oh, Priscilla, you missed. Oh, and you can't escape? You're doing everything wrong and you have a level advantage. Okay, let's try Sand Tomb again. Wow, you are not doing so hot there, Priscilla. There we go, that's what I want to see. Nice work. Now, the question is it going to kill me before I take it out? Very much a possibility. I think we got lucky there, but I will take luck. It's not something that's ever been on my side, so I'm not going to say no to it. Okay, well, let's throw Aegis' Steel, which probably isn't great, but it's also rock, so that might balance it out. Got another Voltorb. Not that that's a shocker. And I have Dig. So one of us is about to look very stupid, Voltorb, and it's not me. Oh, what's that? You whiffed? That's hard to believe. And now you're dead. Should've probably just started with this as my opening gambit. Either way, though, it works. No. Damn you, high encounter rate. Still not as bad as the other game I played recently. Every 4 steps you encounter an enemy in that game. It's kind of awful. And by kind of awful, I mean it's entirely awful. But either way, we have once again thwarted the deadly Voltorb with our magic ability to dig a hole. It works rather well, I think. Hooray! Excuse me. Ugh. It's been really super cold lately and I've had to walk outside a whole bunch. That's not fun. It's not fun to walk outside when it's super cold. Now the problem is, I don't know if Magnemite has Levitate. I know at least some of them should. Which is a problem because it means ground attacks don't do jack to them. Which is, you know, if you're using one, a fantastic thing to have in your arsenal because it basically removes your entire weakness. Or at least your main weakness. Levitate's a great move. Nope, that was a Monster Ball. Damn you, Monster Ball. You shall be thwarted by my monster that can bury itself underground and hide in terror. Also, your 1 damage attack does not instill fear into my soul. Because I can bury myself underground in terror and then just pop up and kill you. Boop. Like that. Again, Dig. Very useful ability. Especially on your Charizard, because most people don't expect it to come from a Charizard. And that's what makes it a tricky move. Got a full heal. Okay, we need to hit that button. And that's the generator. Now you have to fight Zapdos. No, you don't, but if this were another Pokemon game, you probably would. But no Zapdos here. You don't even get to fight Raikou. Which is fine. Raikou is... well, he was sort of the middle of the line of the dogs from Gen 2, but, you know, the dogs from Gen 2 were not that great. They were kind of cool, but they were not very effective. Still like Suicune, though. Are we going to survive that? No! Oh! That one hurt. Alright, let's use our next monster. What the hell? We're going to throw our other Steel type out because, you know, Steel types are awesome, basically. Unfortunately, Attract will not work on Voltorb because it's a genderless sphere. Much to my Attract using Frustration. Okay, we got a Thunderstone. I cannot off the top of my head think of any monster in this game that uses those, but we got one. And we have an escape rope somewhere around here. Like we got an extra one. And I don't need to be here anymore, so I'm not going to be. Alright, let's surf. Alright. So we dealt with New Mauville's problem, but now that means the town has no power, so we have to catch every single electric monster in triplicate if this town is to survive. That's obviously not the case, but still. Oh, we got Thunderbolt. That's a good move. And I think Lilith can learn that as well, which might be a better alternative to the other move we have for her already. I kind of want to hold on to this, though, just because I think there might be an alternative. But I still want to sort of... 95, may paralyze. The nice thing is you can check that stuff without the TM getting used up, or else this would be a very, very sad game. Because of course, this is before TMs were multi-use items. I believe that was the next game. Which is, you know, sad because it's the next game. Gen 4 was bad for a lot of reasons, but man, it did one or two things right. And that's about as enthusiastic as I'll be about it. Actually, that's probably not a bad setup. I didn't fight these people. Huh. Well, I think we're going to have levels on this, because I think you're supposed to fight these people once you get to Mauville, so we might have a couple of levels, in that we have almost double the levels. The problem is, effect score is probably going to make my life a living hell. Actually, we seem to be okay. That's the important thing. Use your Rosalia. I'll headbutt it too. When this game first came out, I remember thinking Rosalia seemed like kind of a neat monster, but I don't think I've ever actually bothered catching one. I have Mawile and a Corellia. Why do I need anything else, really? I have a monster that knows Surf. Might as well fight these guys since we're here. Again, I think these guys are just supposed to say, hey, we're here if you went to Mauville, but you can't go further than this, so just have a couple fights. And that's kind of why they're here, but they're so massively underleveled for what we're at. So these guys are just kind of a joke, really. Which, at the very least, makes things easy for me. Alright. Let's fight ourselves another one of these guys. Oh, you missed? How silly for you, Magnemite. Well, now you're dead. What do we got next? A Whismur. Well, that changes things up a little bit. I guess your team needs a vocalist as well as some amps. Bonk. Dead. And we defeated a guitarist, who should probably be wearing a shirt. Actually, I think those rocks also contain an item, so we might want to grab whatever's there as well. Ah, Carvanha. I like Carvanha's design. It has a pretty interesting ability as well. It's rough skin. Basically, if any opponent makes physical contact with it, they take damage. Which means we're going to probably take a little bit of damage, yeah. It's an interesting ability. I bet you could probably create some strategies around using it pretty wildly. For example, trying to go up against a Shedinja would completely wreck the Shedinja, having 1 health. There's the heart scale. So, theoretically, we could go relearn a new move if we wanted to. I don't see much point, but we could do it if we wanted to. Yay for Splashy! It's Gabby and Ty again, from the other exit from Mawile from Mawile City, the city of Mawiles. Except now he has a Loudred instead of a Whismur. I think he runs these guys like 3 or 4 times across the game, and the interesting thing is like every time they power up, and these guys are repeatable fights, which is also kind of interesting. Okay, I'm gonna use Psychic just to get stabs. Wish that have done a little bit more, but what can you do? Not much, evidently. Alright, well, let's get Aegis. That was not who I wanted to do that to, but even so, that should at least ensure that Magnemite gets taken out this turn. I'm genuinely surprised Loudred didn't attack our Corellia. Well, Magnemite's down. That's the important thing. Still got a little bit of experience as well, which is nice. I guess I could take that experience share off her, although I'm not really sure I necessarily need to. There we go, we beat Gabby and Ty. Again. And it turns out, while they tried to get it all on camera, the lens cap on the camera was on the entire time. Actually, Gabby and Ty next to Rich Boy Winston are like 2 of the best ways to earn a lot of money in this game. Rich Boy Winston because, well, first of all, he pays out a lot because, again, Rich Boy, but also you can steal a nugget off of his Zigzagoon. I got a good rod. I can actually fish now. I don't really see a lot of need to, but I could do it. It's a fisherman trainer. Using Pokemon in all caps because he wants to emphasize something. He has a bunch of Magikarps. Every game has at least one fisherman who has nothing but Magikarps for reasons that never really make sense. Oh, you missed. That's not good. That's anti-good. That's bad. We don't want you missing. We want you to smack him with your iron tail. That's the whole point of why I told you to use it. Come on, Aegis. Nice. Really, that's not effective, huh? Oh well. I mean, the alternative is to dig, and that's going to be less good. Fortunately, our levels kind of sort of make up for whatever we need. I guess we could use Headbutt. That too would probably work. Although we don't get stab with Headbutt. Like, that's the thing. Iron Tail is going to get stab off that. Which might be the reason why we took out that previous Carvanha in one move. Or it could just be their low health, low defense. I'm not 100%. I haven't used a Carvanha in years. I just sort of catch a Sharpedo and use that if I need one. And even then I use it mostly just entirely for surfing. Oh hey, it's this guy. I remember this guy. This is Steven. He likes steel types. I can respect the steel type. Steel types are cool. Hey, fight me. You're a bird Pokemon. What a silly person with bird Pokemon. You look like Steven. Like, if Steven just put on a stupid vest and carried around a bird cage, you would look exactly like him. Okay, now this is basically every fight from that weird Pokemon hack I played. Every monster, for some reason, has double team, and they use it from the start. And like this game, the RNG seems to favor your opponent never being able to get hit. But down you go, all the same. Good work, Aegis. Alright, let's take out this Swellow. Who's also going to use double team? Oh, of course he is. Stupid double team. Not feeling so smart now, are you, Swellow? Ha. Hey, Priscilla leveled. I should probably take the experience share offer. She has 2 levels on everyone. Oh well. The other route doesn't really go anywhere. This is the way we need to go. Can't go into the tall grass, or the extra tall grass with your bike. Also, this is... I know we ran into some sandstorms, but this is really the proper intro to weather. It's water, it boosts the power of water, and I think electric attacks. And the people in this maze kind of sort of mimic your movements, so if you want to fight them all or expressly you want to avoid them, they are reactionary to your own inputs. How the hell would you have a level 25 Wurmple? I think you missed your opportunity to get any advantage out of what it evolves into, because I'm pretty sure they learn everything by like level 15. Your choice in keeping your Monstroid Wurmple is strange. You strange man. I'm just noticing on the playback, but the colors are a little off. It's really hard to notice, but like my Aegis, he's a little bit like pink compared to what he's on screen, which is just white for me. I'm wondering if that's in OBS settings. I might have to see and tweak some of that stuff on the back end when I'm done. But that'll be for some time when I can actually figure out what's going on, so hopefully, you know, tomorrow. More realistically, probably not until the new year, because it's December and it's the month where I get 0 sleep because I'm too busy doing stuff for everything else. I gotta plan out our Bomberman thing too. That's gonna be coming in a week. That's exciting and also terrifying, because you know, it's just hitting me like now that it's December and oh crap, I've got so much stuff to do than I realized I had to do before. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Very tiring, but it's going to be rewarding and fun, and there's going to be lots of stuff up on the channel, and lots to be streamed as well, so look forward to that. I'm going to have to play an obscure Bomberman game. One that I don't remember too well and don't enjoy too much, so it's going to be probably a comedy of errors. Oh, and also I'll probably have to play some Bomberman 64 at some point to do a review of that, because I haven't done that yet, and I need to. As per the traditions or rules, I have to do a lot of Bomberman this month, which is a lot of fun. Bomberman's great. Finally a level. I think Aegis is just predisposed to having sort of an inherently higher experience requirement to level. I've seen that with some monsters, like some monsters just require more experience to get a level than others. Never understood what exactly dictates whether a Wurmple will evolve into a Silcoon or a Cascoon. I'm pretty sure it's predetermined from the point where it spawns, but I don't know exactly what dictates it. Which kind of sucks. I mean, if you're trying specifically to get one or the other, you just kind of have to randomly go through a whole bunch and hope for the best. And I don't think I've ever gotten a Beautifly. I've always gotten a, what is it, a Dustox, which I think is a far less interesting looking monster. Probably far more effective, but less interesting. Also a lot less attractive. I like the butterfly more than the moth. You're not gonna fight me? That's not how you fly, you silly. So he tried to do the house from up sort of thing, just tie a bunch of things that could fly to you and then try and fly. There's some story stuff about the Cave of Origin where you can revive things and stuff and words. Now I believe this is the really, really awful route in the game. If it's not this one, it's the one next to it, but I'm pretty sure it's this one. There's this wonderful little monster called Feebas. And Feebas is this horribly ugly fish. And it evolves into Milotic, which is like this awesome, beautiful sea serpent thing. And when I first saw that in sort of like pre-release stuff, I absolutely needed to get one. I have never gotten one. And the reason why is you can only catch them on this route, and there's something like 1,000 squares of water, and only like 4 predetermined squares determined at the creation of the game based on your own like personal ID numbers will identify squares that can be that can have Feebas. And the best thing is, if you happen to find a square that has a Feebas, you're not guaranteed to find one either. It's like a 1 in 5 thing. So you could theoretically find all the squares and just never catch one, just because you never find one and you might misidentify the square. And if that didn't make it terrible, which it does, it only evolves after you max out its beauty stat. And if I recall, the only way to max out a specific stat, like to the requirement to make it evolve, you require one to have a personality that specializes in like beauty stats. So, yeah, there's nothing good about Feebas is the short version of that. Feebas is terrible. On the bright side, I think having Shockwave is going to make the next gym a little bit nice, because it's a bird gym. And being able to do a lot of damage to bird types is kind of nice. I don't have secret power. Oh, maybe I do. I was thinking hidden power. Yeah, I've got secret power. I've not taught it to anything though, because I don't want to, because I don't see the value in it. Okay, Catherine. I just noticed, but her sprite looks kind of like, who does it look like? It looks kind of like, Katsuragi from Evangelion, a little bit. Ah, man, it's been forever since I've seen Evangelion. That was the weirdest series ever. It started as a series about giant robots killing giant monsters and ended in almost near incomprehensible nonsense. That was just a bizarre series, and like the funny thing is, a lot of it was just because they were behind the time, like in terms of production, because they like got caught up like to the point where they were like making episodes and like just submitting their completed result like days before they had to air, so they sort of had to make stuff up as they went, and it kind of really does show. The Pokemon Rangers, this game promoting the Pokemon Ranger series. I don't think it was even in any form of development by this point, but it might have been. I know there was a Pokemon Rangers game. Rangers or Mystery Dungeon? I know there was a Mystery Dungeon on the Game Boy. There might have been a Rangers game on the Game Boy Advance. I can't remember. Oh, man. Oh, that took a little bit more damage than I would have liked to have taken. But we have a fire type. Now the problem is it's raining, which actually weakens fire type attacks, Fire Call. But we have stab and we have overheat, so I think we're going to be good. I hope. Yeah, we're good. Go team. Good work, drumsticks. And we beat the Pokemon Ranger. Thus proving Pokemon Rangers really aren't all that. Okay. I think we should swap Mia to the front line. Just because she's got more health than Aegis. You, I believe, are a bird trainer. Yep. Good old bird trainers. You know, the funny thing is, it's the rock stars that share their overworld sprites with the bird trainers that look more like the classic bird trainers. These guys just look like, I don't know, Steven. Or maybe like cool trainers. You've now been attracted. Let's see you do anything to be Tylo. Talo, however you pronounce that. Ha! Take that. Alright. Might as well use Bite. I think that'll give us some flinch abilities. Well, that was rather rude. You don't hit people that you love, Talo. That's how you lose them. You are going to get bit. And you did. Alright, Phil using Wingull. Now, Wingull actually has quite an advantage in this situation because, again, water attacks with the rain. Means it's going to get a bit of a damage boost. I think it's like 10%. I think is what it is. I think electric gets like a 20% boost or something like that. And Swellow. And Swellow is basically identical to Talo because it's its evolution, so it's just the same monster with slightly higher stats, really. If you can beat one, you can beat the other relatively simply. Now, the problem is, if it uses Quick Attack, we can't very well get him to flinch. It doesn't use Quick Attack, we do seem to have speed advantage against him, so flinching won't be so much of an issue. You know, again, provided we can move first. Not that it's proving to be much of a problem. Wasn't very effective, Swellow. You need to learn better moves. And you lose. Hey, Crunch. That's like Bite, but better, except it doesn't make you flinch. Oh, but I like the flinching. I don't want to get rid of Sand Attack because I know that's useful. Flinching could be useful. But Feint Attack will hit no problem. I guess we'll swap out for Bite. It is like Bite 2.0, minus the better chunk of what makes Bite awesome. Oh well. Alright. And since we have the super speedy bike, we can super speedy up that hill. Do I want to swap my monsters? You look like a bird keeper. We don't have our electric ability to our advantage, though. Might not be wise to go with a ground type. Fighting type, no. Really, Mia's probably our best bet to fight this guy. Again, assuming he's a bird keeper, which seems likely. And he is. And it's a Swellow. Oh, it's a higher level Swellow. I think it's time to play Silly Buggers with this guy and use Attract. Because we have that advantage. Again, this is why it's nice to have lady Pokemon. Because there does seem to be like a 65-35 split between male to female monsters. So if you've got a lady monster, Attract is actually going to be really, really mean. Alright, now we can just bite you to death, really. Oh, sure, double team. Of course. You missed. That was a nice crit. Good work. Let's do that again. As well as evasiveness, that means I won't be able to hit him as easily. Damn you, Swellow. But you're dead anyway, so it doesn't matter. I think this is actually the place where we need to catch Tropius, so we should probably try and do that. I just remembered. Oh yeah, that monster that does all the HM moves. We should probably get one of those because we need one. That's right. I don't care about you, Oddish. It's either this route or the next. I want to call it an acre because I've been playing too much Animal Crossing lately. I think it's this route. There's Tropius. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. Zigzagoon. I mean, I guess we don't need one immediately, but still, it would be nice to catch one. So I might hang out here for a couple more encounters. There we go. That's what we're looking for. I do kind of like that it's a dinosaur that's also like a palm tree that also has wings. Just as a sign that, yes, this is the monster that's going to be able to do everything. It's the one you absolutely need in your life. It is the Swiss Army knife of Pokemon. Because HMs are still a thing in the world. Okay, Tropius. Yeah, bite. That's okay. You keep flinching. That works out well for me. Our damage isn't stellar, but given that we're trying to catch this guy, that's probably for the best. I would prefer to get a little bit more damage, but, you know, what can you do? I don't really want to use anything else, just because, again, we can at least flinch our opponents with this, which is definitely a big advantage. Come on, Tropius. Alright, that's the crit we needed. Alright. I think we're good now. Let's try and catch this guy. Alright, got plenty of Pokeballs. Let's use them. Actually, I should probably buy some more when I get a chance. Alright, we got Tropius. What should we nickname this guy? Oh, I know. Name him Potassium. Because he's made of bananas. Because it's either that or heartburn. Because bananas give me really bad heartburn. I love them, though. Well, I don't have a choice. I guess we're going to the Weather Institute. Hey, kid, heal my monsters for me, would you? I'm gonna borrow this bed, then. Thank you. Terrific. Okay. Oh, and, magically, I can access someone's PC. Someone who we will never know because we never bothered to do that mini quest. Because there's no real point. There we go. Goodbye, Splashy. I'll need you later, as much as I really wish I didn't need you later. Okay, I think we'll probably start out with Drumsticks, just because I'm expecting a lot of Poochyenas and Mightyenas. But of course, we do have to keep in mind there will probably be a Camerupt or two in here. There's a Numel. Or a Newble, as I like to call them. Okay. Double Kick seems like our best bet. That was a crit? Well, I guess that's why it's not very effective. See, the thing is, though, we can go and heal at any point. We can just go back to that bed in the other room. As long as they don't somehow take out our entire team, I think we're good. So the odds of us losing here are slim. But I like to meddle. It's the thing that I do best. That's why half my monsters are steel types. Okay, drumsticks, let's go. I suggest overheating. That worked out rather fantastically. Now that stat drop is going to be a problem, but I don't think he's got another Zubat. And because of that, we don't need any more special attack because we can work on our physical attack with double kick, which will be super effective against the dark type. Alright, go team. Now we don't need to, but I figure since we're here, might as well go back and build up our health again, because why not? It's just better to go fresh in each fight if we can. I kind of wish I could run in this building, but I can't, which is kind of driving me crazy a little bit. What can you do? I think this place has 3 floors, so... Yes, you're here to take monsters that can control weather. And, you know, if that's really what you want, take them. Take them. It's not a good monster. It's all yours. I'm not going to stop you. I mean, I can get one, and I probably will just for the sake of completion, but I don't really want one. It's not a good monster. It's not useful. Best it can do is double battles, focusing on weather stuff. Which, for this generation, if you're somehow on the competitive Pokemon Ruby circuit, could actually be worth something, but if I recall, the weather system was actually pretty important for the like professional circuit of this, from what I remember, but still, you know, I never bothered investing into like the weather system at all. Like occasionally I would use Groudon and I'd get like a boost using Solar Beam every now and then because he has like automatic sunny day, but otherwise weather in this game is basically worthless. Or at least it's not something that I would find to be terribly useful, at least playing against NPCs. Playing against other people, maybe, just because it's a passive buff that lasts for a while, but overall it's not super useful. Nice work, drumsticks. Alright, we got a Numel. No, I think we're good. I'm a little worried about double kick, so I might bulk up once just to get a stat boost, because I don't think Nimel's going to take us out in one move. And that tackle has confirmed my suspicions. Although that crit did a little bit more than I thought it would do, but because of bulk up, we took him out in one move. And while we could have just spent 2 turns doing 2 double kicks, this means that we can move into the next fight with a stat boost. Although it's Zubat, so we'll probably just use an overheat to take advantage of stab. Like so. And that should be the fight. Might not be the cleanest way to win that fight, but it works. You know, as long as we get the result, that's the important thing to me. I've been doing that quite a lot recently, actually. Team Magma has not been the most successful group ever, except for that one time where they beat me several times in a row because this game cheats sometimes. Okay, well, going for a Numel again. We're going to work with the same strategy, just bulk up and then double kick. I think the scariest thing they could pull out is a Camerupt with Magnitude, because, like I said, this game likes to cheat, so Magnitude's probably going to be like the most damaging form of Magnitude that it could hit us with, because that's just how these games tend to be, for whatever reason. Alright, Oh, Mighty Anna. Well, that actually works even better. I can double kick you even faster to death. Okay. And you are almost done in one kick. So close. But down you go. Nice work, drumsticks. Not really, I just know how to set up a fight. Kind of. When my enemy doesn't cheat and use, like, RNG attacks, I tend to be pretty consistent. Ah, crap, I've got to make space in my inventory for a stupid monster I don't want to use. Oh. Actually, I don't think I actually have to accept it, I will, but I think I could probably just leave right now and they'll be gone and I could take it whenever I want. But for the sake of getting it, I will get it. You know, when I first played this game and I got this free monster, I was so excited. And it's basically just a big gimmick monster that's not very good. Okay. So, let's go talk to this guy again. Gotta cast form. It changes the shape dependent on the weather. We cannot name it though, which is weird. The weird thing is, cast form does not take a form for every weather out there. It'll do it for sunny day, it will do it for rain, it will do it for hail, but it does not do it for sandstorm. Which I feel like it should. Because it is, in a very loose sense, the term weather. Let's come with Mystic Water, though. Summary... I can't actually take it... Oh, crap. Okay, fine. I don't know if we'll actually need it, because I don't really see myself getting a water type anytime soon, but... Really? My bag is full? Huh. Well... toss that out, I guess. Don't need that. I genuinely didn't realize your bag could get full in this game. I've been playing this game since it came out. I guess you learn something new every day. Okay, so... cast form is basically useless unless you're double battling and you really like weather that isn't sandstorm anyway. So I have no real interest in using it. We will just hurry on our merry little way to the next town, which is where we'll find our next gym. And we got Tropius. Again, this continues the terrible number of squares where you could potentially possibly get Feebas, but good luck. You'll need a lot more luck than I ever had, and I dedicated hours to trying to catch this stupid thing. What if I wasn't ready, May? That's not very fair. You need to heal up my team before we fight. Also, you don't even have a full team yet. That's the weird thing about May. You never actually see the final evolution of her monster, if I recall. Like, she just kind of gives up after a while in trying to actually fight you. Which I guess is to nail home the fact that she's not really hostile towards you, and she's like the first rival that's actually just your friend, and not just a massive bellend that gets in your way every now and then, but still, it's just kind of weird that they don't really fight you all that often. Okay, so Nummel... let's throw Garm out there. We haven't seen him do anything in a while. He's been stuck in a box because Splashy can surf. Come on, Garm. Also, Intimidate's just a great move. Free stat lowering. Alright, what do we got? Bite. I need to teach him some better moves. But Flinch, you can't argue with results. And Flinch is a tremendous result for a simple attack. And here's where things go real bad for us real quick. There's Magnitude. Actually, I thought that would do significantly more than it did. I think Magnitude 9 is the one you gotta worry about. That's the one that's basically an instant kill. May's about to use Marsh Stomp. I think Mia would be a decent enough counter, although Lilith does have a lightning attack, but Marsh Stomp is a ground type as well. It's an interesting combination, water and ground type. It's definitely a good one, I think, but I just cannot stand that entire evolution line. I think they're just so dumb looking. And now, let's see if we can prevent you from hitting me at all. Nope, because of course, when I get attracted, that means that I'm never going to hit my opponent. When my opponent gets attracted, it means I wasted a turn. Because that's just how this game works sometimes. There's no such thing as actual RNG, it's this game cheats. This fight won't be as bad as that fight with Maxi, though. That was just embarrassingly bad. That said, I think the newer Pokemon, for as easy as it is, you know, it feels like it actually properly uses the RNG both ways, whereas here, it does seem to, like, heavily favor the AI. Like, if there's odds that something's gonna happen negatively, it's gonna happen to you more often than it's gonna happen to the AI. At least that's how it feels. That could entirely be, like, superstition on my part, for sure. I definitely haven't, like, looked on the back end for numbers and stuff, but it certainly feels like the AI are just heavily favored. But I've got Stab with Psychic, and I think I can survive an extra shot from Mud Shot, so I think we got this. Although that speed drop could be concerning. Will that speed drop be enough? Let's find out. Ooh. Ooh. Yep, that was enough. Gotta applaud Marsh Stomp. If he's going down, he's taking me with him. Respect that. That is a very, very good mentality to have, I suppose. If you want a good fight, anyway. Although that attack is going to do absolutely nothing. I think Mud Sport's one of those attacks that has, like, bonus stuff that's never stated. Like, it weakens electricity power, but I think it also boosts ground and water attacks. I think Water Sport is one like that as well. See, we just beat her into submission, and she's not at all bitter about it. She's just happy we are learning Fly now. And we have a Tropius, so we can actually teach something Fly. This feels like she's indicating that we need to go back home for something, but you don't actually have to. There's nothing there. That clump of grass over there is a secret base. Oh no. I am shocked at this clearly masterful disguise that did not at all look like a fake cardboard cut out of a tree. And here's where I get completely curb stomped just shy of the town. Just so that I could indulge this kid in his ninja fantasy. Kid's been watching too much Naruto and eating too much Pocky. Needs to tone it down a little bit. Cardboard cutouts are not decent hiding places. Alright. Got another coughing. Now that special stat decrease could be pretty painful for us. But we still do have Overheat, and Overheat is pretty damaging when we combine that with Stab. So I'm willing to roll that dice and try and take it out again with it. We also have levels. Levels are useful, in that they help determine pretty much whether or not you take out your opponent at all. But that's what that really harsh stat decrease can do. It basically halves your damage output, evidently. And now we know. But like I said, I was willing to sort of take the gamble on there. I've got double kick, I'm fine. Even if it doesn't do much, it's enough. Plus, I've still got stabs, so, you know, I'm gonna get a bonus. As much as I like to complain that drumsticks is also not a bird type, because it really should be. You know, I will take advantages where I get them. I'll take some pomegranates. Never actually had pomegranates. I've had some pomegranate juice and it's delicious, but I've never had proper pomegranates. I don't even think pomegranate juice, like the kind I've had, is like actual juice. It's more like artificial, you know, faux juice, but still. Tasted delicious, all the same. I hear pomegranate's like ridiculously good for you too. Alright, now we are at the new town, and if I recall, there is a special important thing we need to do because we actually cannot continue. Right now, anyway. Because special nonsense that we have to deal with before we can actually go to the gym and punch a gym leader in the face and steal another badge. But we've also been doing this for an hour, so I think that that might be it for tonight, as it is almost 6:30 in the morning, and I probably should go to bed at some point. Hopefully I'll figure out what this, like, 2 degrees of color difference between the actual game and what I'm displaying on OBS is. I think there's probably a setting I can play with in here. There's like a color contrast or something. So hopefully I'll figure that out in the morning. If not, well, I've got a week, I suppose. But we got a bunch of streams coming up for the rest of the week. We got Pokemon next week, as well as maybe Seiken Densetsu tomorrow if I got time. We got Animal Crossing all week, as well as prepping for Bomberman, which will be a little bit, I think a week from now we're going to be starting Bomberman, or sometime very near to that, because we got to finish by Christmas. So that'll be something to look forward to. So plenty of stuff going on. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, follow the stream to know when we go live, because, as I just said, we do this every single night. Pokemon Weekly, sometimes Seiken Densetsu, because I would like to finish that, as well as tons and tons of Animal Crossing. You might also want to check out and subscribe to my YouTube channel, see everything else I do, which is a lot of stuff. Seriously, I've got like 1,500 videos out there, and it's pretty much any type of game you could think of. I got something there for you, I'm sure. And if you really want to make my day, check out the show's PayPal or Patreon. Support the show any way you can so that I can continue to do what I do to the best of my ability, which is seeing weird color discrepancies between my recording device and the actual game. But at least I managed to fix the fact that the entire screen was green earlier. I still don't know what that was about. That was weird. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Peace out, Internet.